The Saturday Brunch Film Review.
Now we're going to review The Drop, which Tom saw.
I did.
It stars James Gandolfini, Tom Hardy, and Noomi Rapace. It's the plot synopsis on my other bit of paper. Directed by Michael R. Roskam. We've got a clip. Let's take a listen.
Well, I'm not the guy that wasted his entire life waiting for it to start.
Why did that?
Mm-hmm. At least I had something once. I was respected. I was feared. When I walked into a place, people sat up. They sat up straight. They noticed. What'd you ever have? A bar stool that you put that old biddy at and bought her free drinks, and don't think I don't know that you did it on purpose. That was my stool, and nobody sat on that stool because it was Cousin Marv's stool. And that meant something. That meant something.
But it didn't.
Bob Sanguinowski finds himself at the centre of a robbery gone awry and entwined in an investigation that digs deep into the neighbourhood's past, where friends, families and foes all work together to make a living, no matter the cost. Tom, what did you think of The Drop?
Tom Hardy plays Bob then. Bob is a bartender in a bar in New York City, and he works there with his cousin Marv. And the bar is a drop bar, which is basically a venue for gangsters to deposit money, almost like a bank, really, and then it gets collected by whoever's buying and selling, that kind of thing. They use different bars all around the city, so it's sort of at random, a gangster will turn and go, right, okay, Friday night, I'm going to drop some money in here. Okay, no problem. That's the basic plot of the film, is that he works in the bar, he doesn't get involved in that kind of thing, but his cousin Marv, on the other hand, is a bit more dodgy. I don't want to say any more, because that would spoil the thread of the film. I think people are expecting a sort of American gangster type action thriller. It's anything but that. It's a proper good character film. It is all about the performances and a very, very good central story, which is a relationship between Tom Hardy's character Bob and Noomi Rapace's character Nadia. Basically, Tom is wandering down the street one day and hears a dog in a rubbish bin who's been injured, and the bin is in the house of Noomi Rapace's character, and she comes out and they sort of become friends through that, and he takes on the dog. I think it's a pit bull dog, and it's him learning how to look after the dog. What I found interesting though is Bob. You're not entirely sure whether he's perhaps a bit soft in his character. It's difficult to tell whether he's just maybe he hasn't really engaged with the world and he seems a little bit like isn't quite on the ball, or the fact is that he's not American in a sense. He's got a very strong accent, European accent, and you wonder whether it's just maybe the language barrier and the way that Tom Hardy plays it is sort of understanding American expressions and being able to communicate with people effectively. So I'm still not even entirely sure if I have interpreted that right.
He sounded American in that.
Well, yeah. But yeah, it's a great relationship between Bob and Nadia. It's beautiful. It's really, really good. I don't want to give too much away, but I would just say that people that are expecting an action film are going to be disappointed. What you will get, though, is a very, very solid character film. Good
central cast as well, and the last film starring James Gandolfini,
indeed,
who of course sadly passed away earlier this year. How is he in the role?
Fantastic. And to be fair, he is one of those actors that always plays that sort of character, but he does it so well.
I know.
And
he goes back to the well, but what a well.
Indeed. And it is a beautiful send-off. It really, really is. I'm kind of glad. I think there was a murmur that they were going to sort of cut things here and there because it might be seen slightly inappropriate. I wouldn't agree with that. I know he wouldn't agree with that for sure. Beautiful performance from him. Tom Hardy is on top form, as usual. Really, really great. Very, very funny, in fact. Very, very funny. Beautiful, warm character. You always kind of feel that there's something more to him, and that gets revealed later on. That not so much, it's some kind of big revelation or anything, but just to his character that you feel like, is this guy a tough guy? Or was he a tough guy? Is he really always this soft? I'm not entirely sure. But Noomi Rapace playing the character kind of reminds me a lot of the character she played in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, but nice to see her doing a great performance in a decent film. I always go back to Prometheus, where she's great, but the rest of it isn't, and she deserves to have good material. Thoroughly enjoyed it, I've got to say.
So Drop, is it a stop, a pause, a rewind, or a play?
It's a massive, massive play, but just be aware, it is not an action film. It's a very, very cute little thriller.
The Saturday Brunch Film Review.